So you've successfully passed your linking verb quiz with an 80% or higher, and hopefully you watched another awesome video about helping verbs by our friend Melissa. So now you're going to go ahead and view this video and learn what a helping verb is, or in some cases review what a helping verb is. So let's get started. So a helping verb helps the main verb express action or a state of being. So it helps the main verb. A helping verb always comes before a main verb. I'll explain what a main verb is in just a few seconds. So if we look at the examples, I will go to the mall this Saturday. Will is going to be your helping verb, and it's coming before your main verb go. So again, it helps the main verb express action or a state of being, and it always comes before the main verb. In the second example, you should have your note cards for class this Friday. Again, should is our helping verb because it comes before the main verb have. So it makes it a helping verb. In the last example, Damien must see the new movie coming out on Friday. Okay, must is our helping verb because it's helping out the main verb see. And again, it's coming before the main verb. So you may be asking yourself, well, how do I know what a helping verb is? Is it always the word that comes before a main verb? No. There are 23 helping verbs, and that's it. These are the 23. There are no exceptions. And the way I like to remember my 23 helping verbs is by the little reminder of Chad, be, swim. So if you look at the top of your chart, you have the word here, Chad, you have be, and then you have the word swim. And this may help you remember your 23 helping verbs. So if you think of Chad, be, swim, you think of all the helping verbs that begin with C, can and could. And then you think of H. It should be has, had, and this should be have. Then you go through A, are and am, and so on. If that doesn't help you, there are a lot of songs on the internet. The one I saw is the helping verb set to the tune of Jingle Bells. So you can go ahead and look those up on your own. Now we're going to go ahead and review what a main verb is. So a main verb is either an action verb or a linking verb. So that's why we never say the helping verbs always come before an action verb. They come before a main verb. So we're first going to look at examples of main verbs as action verbs. So let's look at the first example. Sue did jump from an airplane on vacation. So jump would be your action verb. It's something you can do, it's something you can see. And so your helping verb, remember, is on our chart, Chad, the D in Chad, and it comes before our action verb, did jump. If we look at our second example, Declan was told not to stand on the couch. So told is an action verb, so that's a main verb. And then was is the helping verb. Now you may be saying to yourself, but Mrs. Howes, we learned that was is a linking verb. Yes, and I'm going to explain the difference between a linking verb that can also be a helping verb in a minute. Finally, let's look at the third example of action verbs as main verbs. Ken did eat the last of the brownies as a midnight snack. So eat is an action verb, so that's our main verb. And did would be our helping verb. It's coming before eat. Now, linking verbs can be used as main verbs. So a linking verb can be used as a main verb and a helping verb. We're going to talk about linking verbs as helping verbs in a little bit. So remember that a linking verb is used in a sentence when there is no action verb. So it's considered a main verb. Some linking verbs can also be helping verbs. So you have to pay attention and ask yourself if the linking verb is a main verb or an action verb. I'll show you a couple examples. Jenna was being grumpy at the football game. So if you think back to your linking verbs or look back at your linking verb chart, was and being or be are both linking verbs. So you want to ask yourself, is there an action verb? I don't see an action verb. So being is going to be our main verb. And in this case, was is going to be our helping verb. And because a helping verb always comes before a main verb. So this is was is a helping verb, and being is going to be a main verb. Let's look at the next one. 5 monkeys are jumping. That should be on the bed. I've made a lot of errors. So we're going to find our action verb. In this case, it's jumping. So we can see that. But are is a helping verb because it comes before an action verb or a main verb. So are can be a linking verb or a helping verb. You're going to notice once you get started on your practice that a lot of the practice worksheets ask for you to identify a verb phrase. A verb phrase includes the helping verb and the main verb. So let's look at a couple examples. Sierra is going to homecoming with a group of friends. So is going is the verb phrase because going is the main verb and is the helping verb. So again, it's the helping verb plus the main verb. That makes the verb phrase. Let's look at the second example. We shall see if you get an A on your helping verb test before you can move on. So our verb phrase is shall see because see is our main verb and shall is our helping verb, making our verb phrase shall see. Now, what about questions? You're going to see on your practice that they include questions, and there are still verb phrases within a question. Sometimes a verb phrase is interrupted by another part of speech, like in questions. So look at the first example. Did you call your friends this weekend? The verb phrase is did call because we have call as our main verb and did is our helping verb. We don't include you in the verb phrase because you is the subject of the sentence and it's a noun or a pronoun. Let's look at the second one. Are you going to eat in the commons or the court today for lunch? The verb phrase is are going. Going is our action verb and are is our helping verb because it still comes before that action verb. We're going to cross out you because it's not a helping verb and it's not a main verb. You're also going to see the word not a lot between a helping verb and an action verb. And it is never part of the verb phrase because it's actually an adverb. And we're not going to go into why it's an adverb in this lesson right now. So if we look at the first example, students should not lose their agenda. So the verb phrase is should lose because lose is an action verb. Should is a helping verb because it's in your chart. It also comes before the main verb. And then not is not included in the verb phrase. You can even cross it out while you're doing your practice if that helps you. And then finally, please do not talk in the library when people are trying to study. The verb phrase is do talk because talk is our action verb and do is a helping verb and not is not a helping or a main verb. So now you're going to go ahead and move on to your practice. And there are 3 practices included in this module. And if you need more, Mrs. Worm and I have more for you.